salakaya Chaksuranmalitan yena tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Chaitanyamanavistam stavidhan yena bhutale Swayam rupam kadamaya dadanti swapadanti kam. First of all, I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Diksha and Shiksha Guru, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asatara Sata Sri Srimad, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Then I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of my Shiksha and Sannyas Guru, Nityalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad, Asatara Sata Sri Srimad, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of the Sri Rupanuga Guru Varga, Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, and Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I offer my obeisances unto the feet of Sri Shivananda, Sri Shivananda Goswami Thakur, and I offer my humble obeisances to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who are present here today. Dandava. So, today I wanted to talk a little bit about Vedic knowledge. The word Veda means knowledge. So there are different Vedas. Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Atharva Veda, and Yajur Veda. These four Vedas have hymns which are sung to the various deities in the Vedic pantheon for getting their blessings to fulfill the needs and desires of people in the world for Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Dharma means religion, religious rituals, performances that are done for the purpose of achieving Artha and Kama. Artha means to obtain economic development for one's maintenance of one's material life. So, there are rituals that are performed. First, you worship Saraswati. Saraswati is the goddess of learning. So you cannot have economic development without getting education. So first they will worship Saraswati. Then you have the worship of Ganesh. Ganesh is worshipped because he removes the obstacles that are in your way for making progress in your life. And then you worship Lakshmi. Lakshmi Devi is the consort of Vishnu. And one will worship Lakshmi Devi to obtain the wealth that is required to maintain their life. So the Dharma or rituals of the Vedas teach us how to do the rituals to these devatas, these different demigods and goddesses. Then Kama. Kama means sense pleasure, to enjoy. So all sense pleasure comes through the combination of man and woman. So you will worship Shiva and you will worship Parvati to get good wife or good husband. So this is also Dharma. Then when you become frustrated with trying to achieve economic development and trying to achieve sense pleasure, then you ask for moksha. Moksha means liberation from this world. So now we go from the karma yoga, we go to the jnana yoga. And in jnana yoga we will worship, they call panchupasana, 5 deities. Shiva, Durga, Ganesha, and Surya. So they worship these deities with the intention of ultimately worshipping Brahman, or the impersonal aspect of God. So, this is Vedic religion, but there is something higher than this. Before I was telling you, Vyasadeva wrote all the Vedas. So in the beginning, he wrote these 4 Vedas. He wrote the Upanishads. Then after that, he wrote Mahabharata and also Vedanta Sutra. But when he finished writing all these books, he also wrote some Puranas, histories, but he was not happy in his heart. He felt some depression. Why he felt that depression? Because he didn't give the people bhakti, love. Bhakti is the real thing. More than this dharma, artha, kama, moksha, the real thing is love. That is the most important thing. So he was lamenting that I don't know why I am not happy. I did all my pujas, I did all my rituals, I did my yoga, I did my meditation, I did my mantras, I followed all the principles, and I wrote all these Vedic literatures for the welfare of the mankind, but I am not happy. Why I am not happy, I don't know. Then his Gurudev came, Narada Muni. So when Narada Muni appeared before him, Vyasadeva said, Anta Chara Shakshi. Shakshi means witness. Who is that witness? That witness is God within the heart, Param Atma, Super Soul. So that witness, Paramatma, Super Soul, God within the heart, Vyasadeva was saying, you are Anta Chara Shakshi. You are just like that witness who is Antachara, in the inner chamber of the heart. Because even though you are far from here, you know in my heart that I am feeling unhappy. This is the nature of Gurudev. Gurudev always knows your heart. Even from a distant place, he can feel if you are not happy, because he is in connection with Paramatma. So therefore, everything that Paramatma knows, he knows. It is not difficult for him. So, therefore, Vyasadeva asked, can you help me? Can you help me to remove my depression? Then Narada Muni told him, yes, you have written all these nice literatures, but you have not told people how to get bhakti, how to get love. You have not written any of the sweet, loving pastimes of Radha and Krishna, of Krishna with Mother Yasoda, when Mother Yasoda was playing with baby Krishna and putting him on her lap and feeding him breast milk and just giving him her love and affection like her dear child. He didn't write these pastimes. He didn't write the pastimes of how Krishna played in the fields with the cowherd boys and the cows, and played many games, wrestling and other games like this. He did not describe these things. And he did not describe how Krishna and gopis were dancing and singing and performing many pastimes of love and affection. He did not describe any of these loving pastimes between Krishna and his devotees. So, therefore, Narada told him, you should write all these things. You should show people that more than artha, more than kam, more than moksha, more than economic development, more than sense pleasure, more than liberation even from this world is the loving devotion, the loving pleasure between Krishna and his devotees. This is the highest happiness, and this is the eternal happiness that we are looking for, that everyone is looking for. Everyone in the world wants to have love and happiness. Everybody wants that. And we look for it in many different places. We try to find love and happiness in many different places. But ultimately, all the love and happiness is here with Radha and Krishna. Radha and Krishna are the ones who are the originators of love. Between them, they have many loving pastimes, spiritual love, in a very spiritual, transcendental plane of existence. And that love is the source of all other loving pastimes. The loving pastimes between Mother Yasoda and her baby Krishna, between Nanda Baba and baby Krishna, between Sridham and Subal and Madhu Mangal and Krishna when they are children playing, and between Krishna and Raktak and Patrak who are giving service to Krishna in the mood of Dasya Ras. All these rasas of love and affection and intimacy come from Radha Krishna's loving moods. And also the loving relationships between devotees in service together. This also comes originally from Radha and Krishna in the combined form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself who comes in the mood of Srimati Radhika. Why? Because he wants to understand Radha. He wants to understand what is the love that she has for him, because he cannot taste that love. What her love is, what she's feeling, he's not tasting it. The beauty that she sees in him, the sweetness that she sees in him, he cannot see it in himself. He wants to know what it is. What is the longing she has in her heart for him? The ecstasy that she feels in their loving relationship, he does not know. He wants to know what is that ecstasy. He wants to know all of these things. He wants to experience it. He is God, but he has not understood the emotions of the Supreme Goddess. So he comes as Mahaprabhu. He is Krishna, but he has taken on the mood of Radharani and absorbed himself in her mood to understand his eternal loving companion, so that he may taste the happiness and pleasure and ecstasy and sweetness that she experiences. So this is Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu teaches us how to do this through the practice of bhakti, Raganuga bhakti and Vaidhi bhakti. He teaches us how to do this through the practice of bhakti. So the loving exchanges between devotees in doing service together, in doing kirtan together, in doing cooking prasadam, distributing prasadam, and all the different things that we do together as devotees, the exchange of love between devotees, this originates with Radha Krishna in the form of Mahaprabhu and is there for us to experience as well. Okay? So this is the purpose of life. The purpose of life is to experience this love. How can we experience this love? First, we have to remember who we are. We have a physical body which is made of blood and bones and muscles, etc. In Vedas, in Vedic knowledge, it teaches us about all knowledge. Veda means knowledge. So we have Ayurveda, means knowledge of how to live life, that is Vedic medicine. And Jyotirveda means knowledge of the stars, astronomy and astrology. And Dhanurveda is the Veda that teaches us how to organize society and manage society and perform the tasks of governance and city management, sanitation, etc. And Shilpa Shastra, this is Vastu Veda, knowledge of how to engineer and build homes and houses, and how to do it in a way that is in harmony with the environment, okay? And placing everything in the appropriate place, the east, the west, the northeast, the northwest, etc. Certain activities in the home should be done in those different parts of the house accordingly. In India, when they build a house, in the center there will be nothing, because that is the connection to God. Okay, so that space is left open, so that there you can do your meditation and prayer and connect with God. So that space is open. Okay, like you have here, space open in the middle. And then the different things are around the edge of the house. Bathroom in one place, kitchen in another place, living space in another place, sleeping space in another place, like this, all around the center. Center being God. So like this, all knowledge about living life is given in Vedas. But life is not fulfilled unless it is lived in love and harmony with Krishna. So how do we understand this? So in Ayurveda, we understand about our physical body. How our physical body exists. How the physical body is built from the 5 great elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And then we have inside this physical body, we have an astral body. And the astral body is also known as the Shukshma Sarira, the subtle body. And it is made of the 3 great elements of mind, intelligence, and false ego. Okay? So these 3 elements, they exist together and make a astral or subtle form. Okay? And inside of that subtle body, there is us, you, Atma, the soul. Soul is inside that subtle body. And the soul is eternal. It is full of knowledge and it is full of bliss. And it spreads its influence all over the body through the agency of consciousness. Consciousness is like you have the sun in one place in the universe. But the sun is all over the universe by sunshine. So the soul is in one place in the subtle body, but it spreads its influence all over the subtle and gross body through consciousness, like sunshine. Now in the sunshine, you will see some clouds and pollution, but the sun is never polluted, the sun is never clouded. Similarly, the soul is never polluted, is never contaminated. It is eternally pure and unaffected. But the consciousness can become influenced by the material nature, by the material modes of nature, which are called tamagun, or mode of ignorance, rajagun, mode of passion, and sattvagun, mode of goodness. Mode of ignorance is darkness and restriction and constriction and forgetfulness. Like in the pub. People go to the pub, they drink alcohol, this is old food, the place is dark, the food is aged, alcohol, the meat, the tobacco, everything is aged, it's old, it has bad smells. And the people who go there go to forget the problems and the troubles of their life. This is mode of darkness, mode of ignorance, tamagun. Rajagun is about unlimited desires. Your bankers and your Wall Street people, we need more money, we need more houses, bigger houses, more cars, the bigger cars, new wife, now that we made our first million, now we get rid of the old wife, get a new wife, like this. Everything is about more and more and more. Obtaining more. Trying to find happiness in the physical senses. Disconnecting from the subtle body, disconnecting from the soul, trying to find happiness in the physical senses. So, this is known as Rajagun. Rajagun, mode of passion. And what is Sattvagun? Sattvagun is goodness, maintenance. It is about maintaining relationships. It's maintaining good relationships with the people in your family, the people in your community, the animals in your environment, the plants in your environment, the environment of the earth and area that you're living in, and all environments. It is about maintenance of your environments and your relationship with the environment. This is sattva, sustainability and maintenance. It is from that platform that we can think about transcendence, leaving this material plane and going to the spiritual plane. So that's why we try to remain as much as possible in a sattvic state of consciousness. Okay? So, their two bodies, physical body and subtle body, are connected by these 7 instruments called, the 7 energy centers called chakras. We have Muladhara chakra in the base, then we have Swanishtita chakra, then we have Manipur chakra, then we have Anhat chakra in the heart, then Vishuddha chakra from the voice, throat, Agna chakra here in the third eye, and Sahasra chakra here in the crown, in the cerebrum. So, the soul is in the subtle body, and the subtle body is connected to the gross body through the chakras, like a cord. Okay? And the soul is in the subtle body in the area of the Anhat chakra, the heart. And it spreads its influence all over the body through the consciousness. And the consciousness floats on the different chakras. Those people who are into the base pleasures of life, just eating, passing stool, fighting, sex, then their consciousness is in the lower chakras. And the people who are trying to understand and analyze the material nature for their own knowledge and benefit, they're in these middle chakras, Manipur and Anhat chakra. And the people who are trying to understand how to leave the material nature and to achieve spiritual consciousness are up here in the Agna chakra. So like this, they are connected in the subtle body. And the subtle body, we know about the wanderings of the subtle body from one physical body to the next through Jyotirveda, means astrology. The astrology tells us, okay, the subtle body has accumulated karma, impressions. Just like we asked my guru once, Prabhupada, how Ravi Shankar was playing the sitar so well. So he told us, for 7 births he has been playing. So it takes 7 births to become a master in a particular art. And after 7 births of practicing something, you become a master of it and you receive recognition for your artistic endeavor, or whatever it is that you're trying to do, engineering, architecture, or construction, or farming, or whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. It takes 7 births to master that particular art in the material world. And then you lose interest in it because you haven't found the fulfillment and happiness you're looking for. Then you try to master something else. There's a famous actor, Gene Hackman. Many people know him. He has performed in more than 100 movies. And it is said that he never gave a bad performance, ever. He always gave an excellent performance. He has not been in any movie for about 8 years. But he has written 2 novels. So they interviewed him and asked him, will you go and act again in the movies? He told, no, I'm done with that. So he achieved his mastery over that art of acting. Now he has not found the full happiness in that material art. Now he's moving to another art. Okay, I will become writer. So now he is writing. then he will pursue that for some births. Like this, we pursue different material, arts, sciences, engineering, etc., to try to achieve something. And the accumulated impressions are on our subtle body, okay, which is the house for the soul, the Atma. When we do spiritual activities like we are doing here today, we are doing kirtans and bhajans and hearing about the glories of Krishna, then those spiritual impressions go on the consciousness, and they cleanse the consciousness of the modes of tamagun and rajagun, and make the consciousness more sattvic, and then ultimately shuddha sattva, or pure goodness in spiritual realization. So you carry with you from body to body your material impressions and your spiritual impressions. And they accumulate over time. And gradually you make progress in one or the other until you accumulate many spiritual impressions. Then you become disinterested in pursuing the material activities of life, and you focus more on the spiritual activities of life, and then gradually your connection to the material activities of life becomes dissipated. Hello, Hare Krishna, come. So, this soul, we the soul, you the soul inside your subtle body is accompanied by somebody. Do you know who is accompanying it? Soul is called Atma, and your companion is Param Atma, means Krishna, God. He is accompanying you in your sojourn from birth to birth to birth. And Krishna always loves you. Krishna's love for the Atma, for the soul, because the soul is part of Krishna. Mamaivam so jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatana. You are my eternal fragmental part. The Atma is my eternal fragmental part. And I always love you. I don't judge you. My love is unconditional. I only give you love, without judgment, without conditions. Only pure love. I have pure love for you always, Krishna. I'm waiting only for you to return that love to me. Even in the darkest night of our soul, when we commit actions which we are very ashamed of and have many negative feelings about, Krishna doesn't stop loving us. He never gives up on us. He never judges us for our mistakes. He only waits for us to awaken to that place where we understand His love, where we receive His love, where we embrace His love, where our heart opens up to receive the love of Krishna unconditionally and non-judgmentally, and just absorb ourselves in that love. Krishna is waiting only for that. And when we feel that love, then we can understand ourself, the soul. We can develop a sense of self-worth. Okay. Otherwise, we cannot understand what it means to love ourselves. We cannot understand what it means to have a sense of self-worth until we understand the meaning of always being loved unconditionally, no matter what. So we feel that love first, that love from Krishna. And then we can experience a sense of self-worth and self-value and self-love. And because it is very difficult to connect to Krishna within our heart, to understand Krishna within our heart. Krishna manifests before your eyes in the form of Guru. Guru is the external manifestation of Krishna. And those of us here who have had the good fortune of associating with the Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and your Srila Gurudev, you know what is the meaning of love. You see the unconditional love that Gurudev gives to his disciple, the non-judgmental love that he gives, the consistent love and affection. No matter what you do, mistakes you make still, he's ready to embrace you and give you love. This is the position of Gurudev. Gurudev's purpose in this world is to externally manifest that beautiful, non-judgmental, unconditional love of God so that you can openly embrace it and open your heart to receive it. So this is the meaning of Gurudev. And by associating with such a sadhu, such a saintly person, an advanced devotee, who has no desire for material pleasures in this world, then we become completely free from our material conditioning gradually, and we can open our hearts to embrace that pure love. So it is about association. If we associate with thieves, we become thieves. If we associate with saints, we become saints. So this is our goal in life, is to get good association. And by good association, by associating with those whose hearts are brimming with this transcendental love and spiritual happiness, then we will also taste the love and happiness that we are really hankering for in this life. Therefore, Krishna, he says in the Gita, that if you become lost a little bit and you want to worship one devata or another devata, okay, I give you faith, because worshipping somebody outside of yourself, this is making progress. You're realizing it is not me, it is somebody greater than me that is giving me the blessings. So, okay, I'll give you blessing for that. I'll give you faith in that. But you should know that the blessings which those devas are giving you is coming from me, Krishna says. I am the one who's giving it. And Bahunam Janmanam Ante, after many, many births, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, then one, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti, one will come to the point of understanding that I am Sarvam Iti, I am the source of all love and happiness. There is no need to worship anyone for economic development. You will not get happiness there and love there. There is no need to worship anyone for sense pleasure. You will not get love and happiness there. There is no need to worship anyone for moksha or liberation. You will not get any happiness and love there. Only you just worship me and love me. Just love me. Not even worship me. I don't want you to worship me in awe and reverence. I want you to love me spontaneously, in intimacy, as my friend, as my mother, as my lover. I want you to love me spontaneously like this. And then I will be very happy. I will be very happy. I will be so satisfied. And I will bless you with so much love and so much happiness that you have been searching for millions and millions of births. So this is what Vyasadeva realized in the association of Narada Muni. And when he realized this in the association of Narada Muni, then he became happy, and he wrote one book called Srimad Bhagavatam, which means the beautiful pastimes of the loving personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna and Srimati Radhika. And so when we read this book, we learn about the loving and affectionate pastimes between Krishna and his friends, Krishna and his servants, Krishna and his parents, Krishna and his lovers. And by associating with spiritual personalities and reading these transcendental literatures and doing the kirtan and bhajan, we will achieve the kind of love and happiness which we have been hankering for many, many lifetimes. Then the real pleasure of our heart will be fulfilled. So, since I have told you all these things, now I'm going to tell you a story about Krishna and the cowherd boys. You see, every morning, Krishna, when he is a small boy, he is sleeping in the bed. And Mother Yasoda, she loves her baby Krishna so much. She never wants to wake him. If he is sleeping peacefully, so she will never go to wake him up. She just wants to watch her beautiful baby. She calls, in Hindi we say Lala, my Lala. So she calls him Lala. Oh, my Kana, my Lala is sleeping peacefully. I don't want to disturb him. I just want him to sleep peacefully. Then, Maya, Mother Yasoda, where is Kana? Why Kana is not coming? Kana is sleeping now. She will open the door. Kana is sleeping. No, he cannot sleep now. We have to go bring the cows to pasture. Then the cowherd boys will run past Mother Yasoda and they will go in the bedroom. Then they will go on the bed and jump up and down. Oh Kana, come on. Come on, Kana, you have to wake up. You have to wake up. Then Krishna will start to wake up and he will be just shaking his head like this. Like ordinary boy. He is God. He is the source of everyone and everything. But he is acting like an ordinary child just to give pleasure to everyone. To his mother, to his friends. So he wakes up, is just crying his eyes like this. Then Mother Yasoda comes, she picks him up, she takes him to the bath, and she bathes him. She washes his body and his hair, she combs his hair, she oils it. And she brings him out, and then Raktak and Patrak, they are in Dasya Ras, they are servants of Krishna, so they help to put on the dhoti and the ankle bells and the bangles and the necklaces. They help to put on all of the clothes. And then, after that, they go and they collect Krishna's cowherd stick and his buffalo horn and his flute and all of the lunchbox and everything, and they collect, Raktak and Patrak collect all those things to bring them on the out to the cowherd fields when they go in the pasture for the cows. So then, when Krishna is all dressed and decorated, his mother gives him a great sweet embrace and a kiss, and she sends him out after chanting the mantras. Hare Krishna, how are you? Thank you for coming. Please sit down. So then, after Krishna starts to herd the one, he has 900,000 cows. And he is herding 900,000 cows. And all of the cowherd boys are there with their sticks and they are herding the cows. And as Krishna starts to walk with Balaram in the front, all of the gopis, the young gopi girls, they are in their homes. And they are looking at Krishna from the window. And in their hearts they are feeling so much love and affection for Krishna. And they are just embracing Krishna within their heart. And they are thinking that when we will get a chance to see Krishna in the forest, the cowherd boys are so fortunate. They are able to go all day to the forest with Krishna and be with him, and we have to remain here in the house, and we cannot go with Krishna to the forest. So then Krishna goes to the forest. And one day when he was going to the forest, there are many different forests. There are 12 different forests. They are called Ban. Ban means forest. And one forest is called Bandirvan. And Krishna took his cowherd friends to Bandirvan. And there they began playing while the cows are grazing and eating grass. Then Krishna and his friends began playing, and some of the cowherd boys, they were acting like peacocks, and Krishna was also acting like peacock. And some were acting like monkeys, and Krishna was acting like monkey. And some were acting like frogs, and Krishna was acting like frogs. And like this they would play. And also they would play by teasing Madhu Mangal, because Madhu Mangal, he was actually a Brahmin, so they are all Vaishyas or Kshatriyas, so they want to tease, sometimes they want to tease Madhu Mangal because he is Brahmin, so they will steal Madhu Mangal's sweets because he is too much attached to eating sweets. So then they will take the bag with the sweets and they will throw it here and there and make Madhu Mangal run from person to person trying to catch the sweets. And then they will sit down to have lunch. And when they sit down to have lunch, they sit in circles. And Krishna sits in the center. And then Krishna expands himself. And he sits in front of every one of the hundreds and thousands of cowherd boys that are there. He sits in front of every one of them, and he eats lunch with them, personally. And he gives them something from his plate, and they give him something from their plate, and they feed each other in great intimacy and friendship. So on this day in Bandirvan, while they are playing like this, suddenly the cows, they wandered off to a nearby forest called Munjavan. In Munjavan, they have latas, these creepers. And the leaves on the creepers are very green and succulent, very juicy. So the cows want to eat something more juicy, more succulent than the grass. They went to these creepers. But the creepers on the ground everywhere, they catch the hoof of the cows. So the cows went into the creepers and then their hoof get caught and they cannot move. So they began crying. So when the cows started to cry, then the cowherd boys went to see where the cows are. And they saw them in Munjavan, and they ran into Munjavan, and they also became entangled inside these latas. Then one demon, one asura, he came by the order of Kamsa to kill Krishna and cowherd boys. And he started a big fire. And that fire raged from all around the forest in different directions in Munjavan. And when that fire came, all the cows and the cowherd boys began crying, Krishna, Krishna. Then Krishna came with Balaram. So he saw the fire is very big, but it is not a problem for him. He knows that he can just go and swallow the whole fire. But he turns to the cowherd boys and he tells them, close your eyes. Why does he tell the cowherd boys to close their eyes? Huh? Why? What she said?
Dream.
Huh?
To dream of butter.
To dream of butter. The first reason why, external reason, because the fire, swallowing the fire was very big. Krishna was going to swallow this fire in his mouth. So it was very frightening to see Krishna swallow this big fire. So he did not want to frighten the cowherd boys. So, in order to stop them from being frightened, he told, close your eyes. But there was internal reason also, deeper meaning. Deeper meaning was, one time when Krishna was small, he ate some dirt, some matti, clay. So then the cowherd boys went and told Mother Yasoda, "Oh Maya, Maya, Krishna ate the matti, he ate dirt. So you please look and see, he has put dirt in his mouth." Then Mother Yasoda, "Oh Kana, what you have done? Come, come, come." And take like this, open the mouth of Kana to look inside. But when she looks inside of Krishna's mouth, she doesn't see dirt. She sees the whole universe. Because everything is inside of Krishna. So she's looking inside and she's seeing all the planets, sun, moon, stars, Saturn, Mars, Venus, everything is flying around. And she sees the earth planet, and she sees her and Krishna there in Vrindavan in the earth planet, and she's looking at this and she becomes dizzy. And then, at first she thought, "Oh my God, is he Narayan? That the whole universe is in his belly?" Then she said, no, this is not possible. This is Bhutas. Bhuta means ghost. Ghost has come. Ghost has come. So then she called the priests. "Oh, you come now and do mantras and chase away the ghosts." So the Brahmin priests came and they took Krishna and they put him in a small cotton towel. They took off his clothes, they put a small cotton towel, and then they began to recite mantras and do panchagavya, because 5 items from the cow means all the items coming from cow are pure. So clean the body with the pure items from the cow, like yogurt and ghee and milk and cow urine and all this, and pouring all these things over Krishna and reciting mantras. So Krishna has to stand there and put all these things on top of him. So when Krishna told cowherd boys, "Close your eyes," why? Because he knows that when they go back, they will say, "Oh Maya, Krishna swallowed a big fire. You should look in his mouth and see that." Then she will look inside and again she will see this Vishwarup, universal form. Then she will go, "Oh my God, Bhutas have come again." Then she will call the Brahmins. Then Krishna said, "Again they will pour all these things on my head and they will say mantras and all this and that. I don't want to do. So, close your eyes. Don't see what I am doing." Krishna told like this. So then they closed their eyes and Krishna swallowed the whole fire. Then Krishna said, "Open your eyes." When they opened their eyes, they were sitting again in Bandirvan in front of Krishna eating lunch. Now they started to scratch their head. What happened? What happened? Why are we here eating lunch? Weren't we in the forest? Wasn't there a fire? Weren't we calling for Krishna? What happened? No, it must have been a dream. The whole thing must have been a dream. It didn't really happen. So this story is an analogy also. It is a real story, but it is also an analogy. That when we realize ourselves, our soul, our spiritual form, and our spiritual relationship with Krishna, and we wake up to our eternal spiritual reality, then all the millions of births we have spent in this world will think, "What? Where was I? What did I do?" It is only a dream. It never happened. It was not real. So like this, we become realized of our spiritual form. Both Gurudev and Prabhupada have given this example, this idea. So that is a little story about Krishna and his friends in Vrindavan. Did you like the story? Yes? Okay, now we'll have some more kirtan.
Do you want to do that?
Huh? Oh, you do arti now.
I think, yeah, we can.
You have the